This is what professional Olympic bodybuilders look like. And this is a Belgian blue bull. Pretty much the same, but with 5 times more muscles? Yes, you're right. They might look like they've been genetically modified or taking enough steroids to kill a stage of Olympian bodybuilders, but these bulls are actually natural. They've originated from Belgium, and they have about 24 different names. For the sake of simplicity, we're going to be referring to them as Belgian blue bulls. The reason they're so muscular is because for hundreds of years, farmers have taken only the so-called double muscling phenotype for reproduction. This is a condition known as hyperplasia, where the bull has an increased number of muscle fibers, which makes them appear larger than life itself. In the beginning, they had blue-gray hair, but nowadays they range anywhere from white to completely black. They weigh between 2,200 and 2,500 pounds. Now, some of these Belgian blue bulls reach astounding weights of around 2,700 pounds. Their meat is extremely tender. Because of the presence of short muscle fibers, they're very lean, but they're far from perfect. These bulls often experience problems with their joints, and the females have trouble giving birth. So if you like a giant bull that's not aggressive, these'll do for you. These bad boys are Brahman bulls. Hybrid bulls are some of the toughest on the planet. Take this hybrid, for example. They're called Brahman bulls and can grow up to 2,200 pounds. So how did these giant bulls come to be? Well, near the end of the 19th century, the Americans saw that India had these very tough zebuine bulls. The ones with the hump on their back, similar to a camel, you know? In 1885, they imported the first zebuine bulls from India through the United Kingdom. Their attempt to breed them with the local taurine cows proved successful, and this is how the Brahman was born. These large bulls were kept for a couple of reasons. The first is that they were extremely durable. Because they were from India, their resistance to heat, sunlight, and even humidity was higher than that of normal cattle. As a result, the zebuine-taurine hybrid cattle were much tougher than the domestic ones, not to mention their massive size. This unique guy is PONCHO YES. He might not be the biggest bull on this list, but he was entered into the Guinness Book of World Records as the bull with the longest horns in the world. There's another bull with the largest horns in the world, but more on that later. His name is PONCHO YES, and his horns measured about 127.45 inches. Bulls with horns this big usually get diseases and die very early, but PONCHO YES has been lucky enough to stay healthy. The owners say that he's just like any normal Texas Longhorn they've had. Currently, locals come and smash that like button, just like you should if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, the locals come to the farm and pay money to pet PONCHO YES. He's somewhat of a celebrity at the moment. Now, he did throw one of the owners into the pond at one point, but the owner said that he was probably angry at a horsefly or something. Other than that, everyone describes PONCHO as a positive influence on the community. Back to the big boys. This is a PARTHENAISE. Another group of 2,200-pounders, just like the name suggests. PARTHENAISE bulls are French by origin. They're mostly found in the region of Aquitaine in the west of France. They stand over 5 feet, 1.1 meters tall, and can reach outstanding sizes. Their skin is black, but the coat is brownish. Because of the immense size, the PARTHENAISE cattle were used mostly for draught work. They would pull wagons and trolleys around villages. Eventually, the French started milking the cows to make a special butter known as Charente Poitou. The butter's popularity grew, and soon almost all of France was using it. As time went on, the animals stopped being used for work and milking, and currently their primary purpose is beef production. There's a special French organization that ensures the quality of the meat and the protection of the breed. Now check out the SIBI BHAGNARI. When we're talking big, bulls rarely get bigger than that. The average weight of the males is between 2,400 and 3,500 pounds. The females of the SIBI bulls easily top the weight of the PARTHENAISE, Brahman, and others featured earlier. They've originated from Pakistan, but have also spread throughout India. Looking at them from the outside, you can see that their primary function is, you guessed it, draught work. Due to their size, these bulls can pull weight which is close to theirs. However, in recent years, these bulls are also used for beef. By the hump on their backs, you can easily see they are zebu cattle, but they can withstand temperatures up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Every year, there's a special cultural show in Pakistan called SIBI Mela. This rural festival is where farmers get their largest and most beautiful SIBI BHAGNARI bulls to display to the public. This is a FETARD, and some claim this to be the largest bull in the world, clocking in at a record weight of, are you ready for this? 4,300 pounds! This is roughly the size of 2 ordinary bulls, and it's precisely why we've decided to feature the breed Rouge des Prés, also known as FETARD, as one that could produce the largest bulls in the world. Again, the breed is French, and again they're found in the west of France near the Loire River. The weight of this bull is not too far off from the average, which is around 3,300 pounds. With outstanding size of 5 feet 10 inches, these bulls were historically used, surprisingly enough, for milk and beef. But today that's all changed, and the primary reason farmers keep them is for meat production. Next is the South Devon. The English swoop in with their own giant breed of cattle, found primarily in Devon and Cornwall in southwest England. These bulls have been present since the 18th century. With an average weight of 2,500 pounds, these bulls have been used historically for 3 common purposes: meat and draught work, and the cows for milk. However, since the 70s, as the demand for beef increased, these South Devon cattle have been used primarily for meat production. The average height of these brown bulls is around 5 feet, with the cows measuring only 5 inches shorter. Their striking light red coat and their curly hair make the South Devon memorable and remarkable, not to mention that compared to other red cattle, these bulls are larger as well as paler.
Top 3.
Check out this German Angus. Black Angus has become a renowned standard among restaurateurs and beef producers, so it's not surprising that these 2,600-pound, 1,200-kilogram bulls are mainly used for meat production. Being a relatively new breed of beef, they're derived by crossing the Aberdeen Angus with 3 other German cattle breeds. The result is a bull that looks more intimidating than it actually is. Compared to normal cattle, you can clearly see that the German Angus is stocky and muscular, all of that translated to more meat for the butchers. Since 1955, there's been a breed society which focused on German Angus beef. The following year, 1956, the Breed Society created a herd book where they document the families of each bull and cow that's sold. That's why in 2017, they knew there were exactly 9,603 cows and 454 bulls in the entire world. Fascinating, the Germans. Let's go one level bigger, the CHIANINA. Known as the world's largest domesticated breed of cattle, the CHIANINA bulls are some of the most imposing in the entire world. They originated in Italy, and they're the oldest breed of cattle in the world. The proud region of Val di Chiana has been raising these bulls for the last 2,200 years. We should also tell you that these are the tallest cattle in the world, measuring an average of 6 feet 7 inches. The male bull that holds the world record for the heaviest bull in existence is called Donetto and measured 3,840 pounds with an imposing height of 6 feet. That's just too much. Now let's round it off with Lurch. We talked about the bull with the largest horns in the world, and here he is. His name was Lurch, and he was an Akoli Watusi breed. The breed originated from the Sanga cattle found in Central Africa, but they've been brought to America where they were bred with the Canadian bulls to produce bulls like Lurch. They're famous for having some of the largest horns in existence, with Lurches measuring in at 37.5 inches and a circumference of 40.7 inches. However, the large horns got an infection and Lurch couldn't be cured. He passed away at a young age, but he and his imposing horns will always live on in the Guinness Book of World Records. Bye for now. YouTube thinks that you should watch this video next.